Not Worth the Time with Wade Taylor. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Not Worth the Time. It's been another 2 weeks. We're here. We're doing it. We're always doing it. I start off almost every podcast like that. I'm just trying to get myself hyped up, Just always trying to get pumped to do this podcast. It's a little harder this week. I'm dealing with some fucking bullshit. But we're going to get through it. I'm not even going to bore you with the bullshit because it's not worth the time. And how that bullshit isn't worth my time. It's barely worth my time. So why would it be worth your time? You know what I mean? So that's why we're going to keep it fun and upbeat. That's what we're here to do. I'm here to help you guys get through a week. That's what we're doing. So, yeah. I just went to Panda Express. It's so weird to just be like, I'm not going to bore you with the crazy shit going on in my life. And then I'm like, by the way, I went to Panda Express. I went to Kung Fu Panda and got me some Chinese food. And it was delicious. Well, they did something that I thought was interesting. Because, of course it's interesting. That's why I'm fucking talking about it. But they did the thing when I went through the drive-thru. A lot of places, they take donations for whatever charitable cause they're doing. This one in particular, it said it was for health and education. And so they asked for a donation. But this is why it was different from the other ones, right? I pull up to the drive-thru. The lady doing the drive-thru orders and taking the money looked at me and just goes, "You want to donate $1 today?" Didn't tell me what it was for. Just asked me point blank directly, "You want to donate $1?" Just real up front and direct. And guys, I respond really well to directness. That is the ultimate way for me to feel like you respect me, is being direct. Like, I don't need this beat around the bush. I don't want to be hostage to politeness. Okay? I don't want you just like, hey, wait, I'd appreciate it so much. Like, you'd be really helping me out if you just really did this thing for me. I would appreciate it so much. Just be like, hey, wait, I need you to do this thing for me. It'd be cool if you did. Bam, direct. I don't need this beat around the bush stuff. And because she was so direct with me, I was just like, yeah, I'll donate $1. I don't even know what this was for. Okay? I don't know what charity it's for. I don't know who they're trying to reach out to. I don't know whose health and education they're going to. It could be funding the health and education of criminals, for all I know. Just some person in Alcatraz just got $1 worth of education and dental work in Alcatraz because of me. Alcatraz is no longer a running prison, but at least everybody knows it's a prison. I don't know. San Quentin, then. That's a running prison. Everyone knows San Quentin. If you watch any movie, they reference 2 jails. They either mention San Quentin or I already even forgot the other one I fucking said. Doesn't matter. Doesn't fucking matter. Because I don't know if that money's going there or not. It could be going anywhere, guys. I could have been funding Russian propaganda organizations. I don't know where that money's going. But because she was so direct, I respected it and just gave her $1. I later found out it was for health and education, though. So I was like, okay, that seems all right. But it didn't say what the organization was for donations for that. I have no idea, man. But being direct, that's how you get me. That's how you get me to give you $1. I say that, but then like homeless people will ask me for $1, and they're being super direct. Actually, they're not. Most of the time, they're being very misinformative. They're giving you misinformation. I believe almost every homeless person is giving you fake news. The homeless population created fake news. Just like, I lost my job, my family left me, anything helps, God bless. You don't believe in God. That's fake news. I know you don't believe in God. You're a war veteran? Fake news, dude. A lot of them are. But I don't know that. I have no way of proving that. Can you give me a background check? I have to do background checks to get a fucking apartment, apparently, Even though I live in one already. I live in this apartment, wanted to get a different one. They wanted another background check and an additional money. Like, fuck you. Like, I should be able to do that to homeless people who claim they're veterans. Show me the fucking paperwork, bud. Oh, you're missing a leg. Got it. That's the proof. Got it. Get it. IED. Got it. Yeah. Oh, I can see the piece of metal in there. It's sticking out. It's in Arabic. I got it. You were in the Middle East, clearly. That'd be crazy if somebody committed that much to being homeless. So, like, you already had a leg, like, amputated for some reason as a kid. And you just want to get more free money. And so you just fucking got a piece of metal, like, carved some Arabic shit into it and then stabbed it into your leg. You're just giving yourself slow nickel poisoning or something. That's a crazy scam, dude. Yeah. But that's how you get me to donate. Just be super direct. That's all it takes, you know. Or this is my favorite new one. They're getting you real bad because with these ones, because they have even bank accounts that do this for you now, like that help you save money and invest it. There's a thing called Acorn, I think is what it's called. Not a sponsor of this podcast. Acorn. I will talk about what you do, but will not say if you're good or bad unless you pay me. That's what's going to happen. The Rock invests in it. So maybe if the Rock, if you're watching this for some weird reason, if you like listening to really obscure podcasts because you just like hope that people talk about you, because you seem like that guy, Rock. You seem like the guy who would just like, I'm going to listen to almost everything to see if people are talking about me. He could be listening to this in the Iron Paradise right now. The Rock. They're listening to Not Worth the Time, and he's like, oh man, that crazy Iowa boy just rambling away in his microphone. What a stinker that guy is. But the Acorn app, like, it's like a bank account, and you get a debit card, you swipe it, and then it rounds up all your purchases to the nearest dollar, but it takes those extra pennies and stuff like that and puts them into a saving, like a investment portfolio somehow for you. But these gas stations, fast food places, they do that all the time for charitable donations. They'll just be like, you want to round up to the nearest dollar to get to such and such charity? And guys, they get me with that every time. That's one that gets me every time because I like round numbers. You know how much more satisfying it is to go to check my bank account and see like what I've spent, but it's all round numbers. It's so much easier to track. I get pissed when I see things like you spent $12.37, 37 cents. Why 37 cents? It's an infuriating number. 37 cents is a plague on humanity. Okay, you shouldn't have 37 cents. I don't understand why everything doesn't end in round numbers. It would make life so much easier. Why do we have to do this? We have to do these fractals. I think it's literally just so you can teach math in school. Like, if you just taught in whole numbers, we wouldn't have any of these fucking problems. People would understand math better. People would be better with their money if you didn't have to do in cents and stuff. That's literally how I do on my bank account, though, is I just round up to the nearest dollar on everything I do. I don't know if I check my bank account too often. I check it often, but I mean, like, I check it too often. I wonder if there is like a psychotic number of times you should be checking it. I'm just always trying to make sure I'm on top of it, but that means I just do it because that way I know I'm not getting fucked over. I'm not missing money. I don't want to be missing money. I barely have money, okay? What little I have, I'm trying to grasp onto like a greedy Grinch, okay? But they round up, and that's how you get me, dude. I'm telling you, that is how you get me. Be direct or just round up to the nearest dollar. I'll be happy. I will donate to so many causes that way. Probably accidentally donated to ISIS a couple times. Just because of that, you know? And that's why I like those conversations, you know? It's good. I don't need a long spiel, okay? I don't need these conversations that drag on, you know? I just want direct. That's what I want. Because then you just get jerked around all the time, you know? I'm tired of getting jerked around, okay? It's a problem. It's been popping up a lot. People are trying to screw me over. At least you feel that way. You get in your head all the time. You think people are trying to screw you over, which they clearly aren't. At least you hope not. You hope the majority of people you come across aren't trying to screw you over. But I don't know. I'm just living, man, and I'm trying to give people the benefit of the doubt. But man, are they making it hard for me to believe them? You know? I don't know. Who gives a shit? It doesn't matter. But, you know, I just want a more direct conversation. That's what it comes down to. And I just don't want people wasting my time. We have a finite amount of time. I'm talking about money so much. And we only have so much time. Money you can get more of. You can't get more time, you know. So I want people to speed up their conversations, you know, which leads me into something I think is very important that I found this week. And you ever have a conversation just keep going on too long? Well, either A, you don't give a shit about the thing, or it's somebody talking that you just don't want to fucking talk to. You know, it's a real problem, and you don't want to deal with it. You know, I mean, who has time to deal with somebody just constantly babbling at you and talking to you about shit you don't care about, you know? And so you got to learn how to end that conversation. And that's why I found this article that I think will benefit us all, which is how to end conversations with when someone won't stop talking. Now, you guys can end this conversation. This isn't even a conversation. This is literally me just yelling at you into a microphone. But you can stop it by hitting pause and unsubscribing. But I want you to stay subscribed and keep downloading because you like the show. That's the whole point. And tell other people about it, okay? And like and rate and review and do all that other stuff. Please do it. It helps. It does. Tell your friends. I don't even give a shit about like spreading it online. Just tell your friends about it. If you like this, tell them you like this shit, okay? But I'm going to teach you today. We're both going to learn. I haven't read through this yet. But we're all going to learn how to end a conversation when someone won't stop talking. Okay? All right. Let's start off here. It says, whenever everyone was in the office, it was easier to end long conversations unless you were cornered in a break room by someone who kept talking and you couldn't you could stand and exit the area, signaling that you had somewhere else to go. When you are on a phone or a Zoom meeting, especially one-on-one, you have to be a little more creative. Oh man, this is about like online ghosting people. See, I don't have to deal with this with my job. So this is going to be fascinating for me to figure out. Okay, people, write in and let me know like your guys' horror stories of working on Zoom and through phone call meetings, because I don't have to deal with this. Controlling Zoom meetings requires some of the same meeting management techniques applicable to in-person meetings, but with a virtual twist. Okay, that's what this Deborah. Why is it every article I pick has the craziest names in here? Like it's Deborah A. Dineseno. I don't know. That name's insane. Okay, I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. I don't want to. I just can't read well, guys. And for all I know, like there's a shit ton of letters in there that are silent. I don't know. Anyway, here are just a few tips. Set parameters at the beginning. For Zoom meetings, create and communicate a clear agenda with time target for topics, discussions, or decisions to be made. Okay. So you want to set the parameters. Now, yeah, you just want to go into the meeting and be like, hey, Dickless, I only have this time to talk about this, this, and this, and we're going to make a decision on this and this for sure. So I know, okay, I did have a job at the beginning of the pandemic where we had to do some online team meetings, Zoom meetings and stuff, but like I don't, at least what I remember, most of the team members are there who don't give a shit how long this takes or what you're doing. They're just there because you were told you had to attend this meeting. 90% of people who get called into a meeting, whether it's in person or not in person, if given the option to go to that meeting or stay at your desk and work and get cliff notes later, 90% of the people would do it. There's hardly anybody who wants to go to those meetings. We got shit to do, man. I got shit on my plate. You telling me I'm not getting my work done. And so we're having a meeting talking about how I'm not getting my work done because probably one of the reasons is because we have too many fucking meetings. Okay? So I'm just saying, like my experience when we did do these, most people just were on mute, didn't have their cameras on, and just sat there, listened for the time period they needed to be, and then we just hung up as soon as we got the ability to, you know? And so the person running the meeting is the one who has the problems with talking too much. We're trying to get back to work. We want to get back to work, but you're preventing us because we have to talk about some random shit that could have been an email. It's that whole joke. It's a fucking meme at this point. You're like, why isn't this an email? Why couldn't this been sent in an email? Because someone's got to justify their job, guys. That's why there's a meeting. Okay, clarify the amount of time available or hard stop time at which the discussion must end, she says, referring to a key agenda to key transitions in the meeting, reminding attendees that the meeting will end on time out of respect for the time of all participants. Okay. Uh, if you're getting on a phone call, Andy Molinsky, professor of organizational and cross-cultural psychology at uh, there are too many universities, guys. Why are I every time I read a new article, it's from somebody who I swear to God, people are making shit up. Where everybody's just lying about their credentials and being a professor at some place. You just sound cooler that way. Whenever we are delivering bad news, it's good to let someone know it's coming, he said. Although ending small talk isn't a major source of bad news, it can still disappoint. So cushion the blow by previewing your departure ahead of time. Okay, yeah, you just let them know, hey, I got to be out by this time. Yeah, and you're showing respect that way. All right, let's talk about, here we go. Redirect the conversation. If a meeting is getting off track or one person is monopolizing the airtime, it's time to step in and redirect the conversation. That's right. Are they monopolizing it? Well, you hop in like the government and you fucking break up that monopoly. Get out of here, Amazon. We're going to break you down. Tech industry. I like how monopolizing the airtime. You just become a dictator, dude, during a meeting. You just survey over all the meeting like, I rule this now, and this is my time to speak. No one else will join in on my wrath. Okay. Redirect the conversation to its end. Oh man, so you just like you try to take a choose your own adventure style to it. You just get to a book and you're just like, oh, I know how to end this book quick, and the guy dies. The end. Yeah, dude. You know what you should do? Brazenly interrupt. Just like the answers. When someone's explaining something, but they're doing it in a very long-winded way, just go, and just yell out in the middle of what they're saying because you know the answers. Like, so basically, you're all fired. Don't get all fucking cutesy with it. Just fucking jump in and just be like, hey, everybody in our department, you're gone. We don't need you anymore. Yeah, okay. Redirect is that use the general conversation that does not call out or shame allows everyone to get the message, but does not create an attitude of punitive disregard for those who may process verbally, miss in-person conversation, or who are socially awkward or socially unaware of the circumstances of a virtual meeting. Okay. Man, there's a lot of psychology that goes into this. This is just because, nobody knows how to talk on the internet. I mean, technically I do, and, I feel like a lot of people in my generation do because we kind of grew up talking on the internet, which is weird. I feel like there's only 3 tones you get on the internet nowadays. You hear it all the time. That when you read something, you put your own spin, it goes through your own bullshit, and you add whatever tone or text to it. And it's true, but I feel like you only attribute 3 emotions to online text when you get a DM or an email or whatever. It's either horny, you put a horny spin on it through text, angry, or just extremely self-gratifying. So you're either reading somebody's really horny, they're extremely angry, or they just need to feel good. So it's just like they put that gross spin on it. You've seen some people doing that over the last couple weeks. There might be some certain world events happening that don't have anything to do with them, but somehow they make a connection that it's about them, and they just feel really self-absorbed about it. Yeah, those people. That's what it is. Those are the 3 big keys of how you sound online most of the time. So it's hard to get that. But let's see here. If an individual continues to talk, refer back to the agenda, suggests Jeff Topfield, president of Success in Media, a communication and media training firm. It is okay to say, sorry to interrupt, I just want to bring up timing so we can keep the meeting on track, he says. Don't do that if you're a man in a meeting full of women, though, because then you look like you're mansplaining. And that's how you become hated at the fucking office. No, you message your best friend Jennifer and be like, yo, you should like interrupt real quick. Like, because if I say it, I'll fucking get thrown under the bus, yo. Yeah, that's how that will go. If I was the pipe up, I always just kept my mouth shut, dude. Always just be the fly on the wall, especially if you're in a giant corporate like entity where there's thousands of employees, dude. Just like, unless you really want to shoot up in the company, just be a fly on the wall. Just get your work done, collect your paycheck, and go do what you do outside of work that you love. And hopefully that turns into a career and you don't have to worry about it anymore. Much like this. This is what I'm trying to make a career. It's insane, but I'm trying. Anyway, leverage video tools. Video meeting tools provide meeting leaders or the host with unique ways to manage participants who dominate or discuss. Who dominate the discussion. Yeah, that's right. Mute the people who won't stop talking. You just put them in timeout. You silence them. I'm telling you, run the meeting like a dictator. If they speak out of turn or go against what your word is, then you put a kibosh on it, okay? You Stalin them. Just fucking silence. Silence. Visual cues can be used to indicate that time has been exhausted, she says. For example, making the T hand gesture or holding up a sign with the clock on it can cause a pause in the talking and allow the meeting leader to regain control. That's right. Treat your employees like they're in kindergarten. If you start doing hand gestures or holding up signs like wrap it up and shit, that's the one thing I hate about corporate culture more than anything is a lot of places, especially once they get so big because of lawyers and the way things work, it becomes that you have to treat people like children, and we wonder why there's so many fucking babies out there. I would feel more. This goes back to what I was talking about earlier about being direct. If I would feel more insulted if somebody held up a piece of paper like I'm a fifth grader to be like, quiet down, class, or stop me from talking, rather than just be like, Wade, can you please, we've gone on about this too long. And I'd be like, okay, fine, I get it. But if you held up a sign, I'm coming to your meeting. We work from home. Guess what? I'm coming to your fucking house. I'm knocking on the door. We're going to have an in-person meeting about how you don't respect me. And we're going to probably throw hands, okay? I'm going to embarrass you in front of your wife and children in the front yard, okay? And then I'm going to find out you actually know Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and you're going to tie me up into a pretzel out on your front lawn. I thought I was coming over going to show somebody some moves. Turns out I was wrong. An extreme... Oh, dude, I do this podcast because it makes myself laugh. Like, that's an insane thing that I just said. Man, I love creating scenarios that'll never happen. This podcast is literally your shower thoughts just put on an airwave. An extreme solution, meeting facilitators on video meeting platforms can mute the participant after using the technical indicators. It's time to move on. Just shut them down. Use it like a Reddit board. You get kicked out of the group. I have no idea what that word is. Create isochronicus. That's not even close to what it is. Follow-up opportunities. I don't even okay, guys, we're gonna find out. We're gonna do a little Google search, find out what this word means. Two or more objects in an event making or not existing or happening at the same time. What? Or recommending requiring a form of computer control timing protocols in which specific operations begin upon. Okay, whatever. You're creating follow-up opportunities. At the end of the conversation, it's easy when you provide a method of continuing it offline. Okay, so it's like having the survey or like a questionnaire box that you can fill out earlier. Yeah, remember how people used to have the complaint boxes, the anonymous complaint boxes in the workplace? It was like a shoe box, and everybody would just put stuff in there. But you just kept track of who kept putting stuff in there. You could see like, okay, Cheryl, Mark, Alan, and Deborah all walked over to that. So one of those complaints is them. I'm always taking care of that. You know, what you gonna wait till the end of the day till everybody's out of the office to make sure no one saw you? Dude. I bet you some bosses always like put some shit in there to start stuff. I would. If I was the boss, I would just make up a couple complaints, start some drama, dude. Everybody needs a little office drama now and then, just flooding the complaint box, talking about certain people, just hinting at it a little bit, just being like I wish that some people would just take their body odor and their self-care a little more seriously. And you just see who like looks around like, fuck, you instantly know who has less self-confidence about their self-image right then. Oh, dude, I'd be a terrible boss. This is why I don't try to be a manager, dude. I would try to create chaos. Just flooding that comment box with just shit that wasn't real. And then, like, everybody's got to be looking around, like, eventually they'll start going, like, did you fucking put in a complaint? I didn't put in a complaint. Or did you put in? And they find out, and then it's mutiny. And then that's when the patients take over the asylum, dude. Then they start running up on you, dude, and they go over your head to the bigger management, the top dogs, and they come down on you. But then you just explain to the top dogs, dude, it was funny. Dude, tell me this isn't funny. And they're like, yeah, that's pretty funny. I'll get a fist pound, dude. And then you just move on, and you never get fired. Oh, man. Giving specifics on when and how the topic will be addressed, says Crystal L. Bailey, director of the Acorn Institution of Washington, and actually follow up. Add topics to the agenda for the next meeting, or of the next meeting, or offer the whatever form message like Slack or an email that helps protect your time. Tell them that what they are saying is valuable. Yeah, lie to their face. Be like, what you're saying is valuable, Craig, but just not to be spoken out loud and take up this entire meeting. I'm just going to tell you right now, Craig, it's less valuable than what I have brought to the table. And I'm telling you that right now. I'm making that judgment. This allows you to keep the meeting on time without preventing the person who is speaking from sharing their full idea. They may not be thrilled to have been cut off, but since they are still have an opportunity to share via email, they won't feel like they what they said was not being valued. That's not true. Some people like standing up on the soapbox and making sure everybody has to hear them. No, not everybody gets to see that email. Everybody in that meeting has to hear you say what you say. It's not as valuable. It's that same, as much as I hate when people bring up people are responsible for, or should take what they say online more seriously for their fans and stuff like that, because they're responsible for that. I hate that, but at the same time, yeah, I understand it, because in a meeting, you saying it out loud and hearing you say it and knowing that everybody else heard you say it has way more valuable on your psyche. Whereas when you just send an email out into the void to your whole team, you don't even know if half the people are reading it. You have no idea. It stinks. So, yeah, but those are some tips on how to fucking end a conversation right there, bud. And don't we all feel smarter now that we can handle those conversations? Man. I'll tell you, if you want to handle more conversations that you can stop, start, and listen to whenever you want and pick up where you left off, you want to go over to punandgame.com, guys. That's right, punandgame.com, where you can find this show, Not Worth the Time, Who Gives a F, The Empty Parlor, our backlogs of all our other shows, Things About Stuff, Monster Jamboree, The Grove, all those great shows right there at punandgame.com, guys. And if you really want to support the site, what you need to do, any place you listen to podcasts, rate it, leave a review. It always helps. Just be like, hey, this podcast taught me something. I've done so many articles, guys, who probably, like, I don't even give a shit what it is, whether it be a business or reading or whatever. Just leave a review. It helps. Do it for all the podcasts you listen to on the site. And if you want to support us financially, but you also want to get something for it, you want to go to the Pun and Game shop, guys. That's right. Pun and Game, we have a whole shop with all sorts of t-shirts and hoodies to help you represent the website and represent your favorite shows and support them the best way you can. Get yourself a hoodie, get yourself a t-shirt, all that cool stuff right at the Pun and Game shop. And don't forget to use promo code NWTPOD. That's NWT Pod, and that gets you free shipping at checkout. So don't miss out on that, guys. Get yourself a cool hoodie and stuff for this coming spring. New fashion, new year, new you, right? New hoodie, new t-shirts. That's right. I don't have any shows coming up in the near future. I have some stuff booked out a little whiles away, but I'll let you guys know more as that gets closer, so you can try to come out and see me if you're in the area. Thank you guys again for listening to Not Worth the Time. Thanks for bringing me out of my funk. I hope I brought you out of yours. And remember, don't do anything I wouldn't do.